Hey, so basically this is uh, accounting for my personal view on the anticipation and obviousness of the patents I discussed earlier in my video. So starting from patent number one, the insulating sleeve. Looking back at that, I thought the validity of this patent could be upheld. It's a quite novel, the invention at the time. Traditionally, foam cups had been utilized to protect consumers from the heat emitted by a cup. So I guess you can say this idea was non-obvious as it differentiates itself from the foam cup in traditional sleep. Next patent would be the thermal coffee cup, and I mean this is quite obvious. It's very non-obvious, very novel at the time, especially for the 1940s. And due to its widespread use and non-obvious nature and lack of prior art at the time, this patent had substantially strong validity. When it came to the thermal sleeve and method for manufacturing a thermal sleeve and combination cup and thermal sleeves, I didn't find the validity to be too strong due to the obvious nature of the entire invention as a whole. Simply, I thought it expanded on the thermal insulating sleeve patented earlier, so its close relation to the prior art makes it sort of simple to anticipate the purpose and use. I guess you can say that the same goes for the insulator sleeve for a beverage container. I mean, the obviousness of the patent weakens the validity of this. It just simply allows for the sleeve to be reusable. That's the entire purpose of the event. And so its lack of differentiation makes it prone to becoming invalidated in light of any evidence suggesting its obviousness and lack of innovation. When it comes to the temperature indicating sleeve and related container, this is something that exhibits strong validity. Its novelty, its non-obvious nature, um, the new technology allowing consumers to know the temperature of their beverage. I mean, you can easily enforce this patent as it's completely radically new. Uh, Same could be said for the sleeve construction for improved paperboard cup insulation. The new technology of hot melt glue dots, I mean, that basically says it there. It's quite enforceable. This is something that has not been done before, and it's a non-obvious factor established by this technology is really what maintains the validity of this patent. For the beverage cup sleeving system and method, the ability to insulate both hot and cold beverages is something that hasn't. It's quite recent, and basically this patent is quite non-obvious. Therefore, so due to its non-obvious nature and novelty, again, I mean, you can easily uphold the validity of this patent. Uh, the same goes for the hot and cold cup sleeve associated with this. It's a relatively new technology. It just came out, so its validity is quite strong. And when it comes to the protective sleeve, which is my final one, overall, while many appear to think that the technology is rather standard, for me, what differentiates it is the arc design, and that makes the patent quite novel. That makes the invention quite novel. And the overall change in design is something that could not be anticipated, and therefore it can easily be defended. And overall, those are my personal opinions on the anticipation and obviousness of these patents and inventions.